Blade comes back off the ladder, almost gets the kill. That's so close, and it's down to a 2 versus 2 now as that kill goes through. Bondic picks up a third in the round, and it's all on JDM here. 1 versus 2 to try and save this horrendous round for CLG. That was just a good 20 seconds of non-stop action.
I don't even know how on earth we're supposed to keep track of this. That was ridiculous. And now the scout action there for JDM. And of course, the problem really is that they just won the pistol round. This is a really unfortunate way, if they're going to lose this, for them to lose it. The bomb is still down in the hands of Flipside. They've got Worded, who's looking after it, but he's going to get a nasty tag there, down to 18 points of health. But Bondic, he's coming in the back, and he is going to execute his opposition, and that's going to be the round there. And what a round it was. Absolute chaos, as we described. And now, man, CLG, this is such a hard spot to play from because they're going to have to double eco, essentially. So that usually means that the team's going to force buy straight back and then see what they can get done. So maybe they've got something, some kind of an execute to throw in. A lot of teams do like to just go for that easy bomb plant, but they've actually decided to go for a P250 eco here, which is interesting. So they want to get the bomb down and buy the following round.
Not a bad idea, really. I think maybe forcing up a little bit too soon here would have also just made life a bit tougher on them later on. Dafkos playing close to the site, but a jumping finesse comes through, and that P250 doing work well. Did it gonna have to be careful. He does fall back, and backup is being called for as well. A little bit of damage being put out here. Bondic and managed to spray down 1, but Tarek comes through the kill. That bomb is ticking. They're also being flanked by not 1, but 2 members of CLG, and I love this. They're gonna maybe expect 1, but never 2. Cutler should just wait in the background here. It's a kill coming through. JDM looking for a second one. Pulls out the scout. Gonna get the shot as well, and there's the round for CLG. What a great execution.
How does that even happen? That is insane. I have no idea what's going on in this game. We went from the last map, which seemed very structured, especially from CLG. It looks super tight. Same from Flipside in many of the rounds, but now it's complete and utter chaos again. Back with just round for round play, and Flipside, they're just going to spend all the money. They're going straight back in. They don't want to let CLG walk away with a good, clean economy. They want to claim that for themselves, and we'll have to see if CLG can prevent themselves from getting tagged down too soon here, because we've got Bondic. This is the position that really engineered them, Flipside, back into this one so quickly in the first place. So here we go, we've got CLG gearing up, just trying to take position. Now a yard execute could be very, very good. For them, they do have the players in place. But Bondic, this guy, I'm so afraid of him at the moment. There it is, we'll find the first engagement, but Tarek gets the kill, and that's going to be some positioning into yard for CLG.
A Blade trying to play on that ladder and open it up, but it's obviously not going to happen as JDM runs right through him with the P90. World Dead, it's setting up for a grenade that never left his cold dead hands, and Davkost is going to be alone. He picks up a kill there on Finesse, and maybe that's about all that he could have asked for. That grenade that was thrown in from the CLG side initially on Bondic, it's okay, you could do that, but I don't see many pro players actually getting tagged by it, because it bounces on 2 walls before it even explodes. You know, it bounces on the 1 wall, then on the floor, and then it sort of bounces up into the air. So that's a lot of time for a pro player to move out of the way. When they went in the first time, what was really confusing is why they didn't just pop flash that pop dog, you know, room. It's so easy to do. Everybody can do it, but a lot of teams still don't. Sadly, 1 member of CLG dies at the end here. Davkos going to hold on to the C-Set 75 armor and a flashbang, and we're going to go into the next round.
It's kind of uncanny how, as you say, that those pop flashes, that $200 can actually completely change around. It can stop you from losing a round. We've seen a lot of situations like that. There's lots of counter flashes to stop like CT pushes, like that on all maps as well. Either way, CLG, they have laid rest to the madness, and they've claimed themselves an a position of economic superiority. So Flipside having to try to do what they can with a minimal buy, and the expectations are quite low here, but they really do need to try to impact the economy of CLG with some kills.
And Davkos trying to do it. He does still have the flashbang, but he's not going to try and go for it just yet. Runs forward and is out of bullets. I mean, still a good couple of kills there. Definitely worth it. World did it now. Question is if he could do more, and Cutler says no. So they've been saving a couple of rounds now. They really need to step it up, and I'm wondering how much money they've got. I really want to know if they can buy 1 or 2 orbs. I think that's the deciding difference here.
Yeah, it's going to be very cool to see how Flipside actually play their CT side, because we've not seen much of that, especially on train today. So yeah, this is that last little highlight there, the run and gun with the CZ. CZ is still so good after those nerfs, especially on this map, and it's a point we can go into later, but we don't see any AWPs here for Flipside. Of course, they're very low on the economy. They're just rifling up. JDM64 will get boosted over the smoke. This is very, very nice here. Now, will he spot anything? There's not much going on over towards CT connector, unfortunately, this time for JDM. And we do have some passive presence towards Ali as well. So we just get a very basic approach from CLG. They realize that Flipside are playing from a disadvantage and that they might feel like they got to take a risk early in the round.
Smart boost in main. I really enjoyed that. We'll see if they can work out. I wonder what this smoke is going to be for. Because normally when you're standing here, you're trying to smoke for Ali, but this is going to be a smoke right onto the bomb site. A couple of more raining on down, and they're going to go for it here. Haste opening up. Kill on Bondic. They've got the smoke set up for the plant, but Blade is still playing in between the trains. They line up for him, and he's going to take both down. Markolov with a kill as well, and this seems like a good round. Flipside now, just one more player left to deal with, and it's Finesse playing more or less on the bomb side. He's got the bomb, but he is trapped in here, and Davkost is going to drop him. Nice triple from Blade in this round. They see him in the middle there. Maybe not looking pleased just yet, but still a good performance.
Yeah, that was just, I mean, the stars aligned for him there. That completely crushed the push. Look at this. Just, that's it. It's done. It's over. Yeah. And they also dropped the bomber on Ali. So just a nice series of defenses across the board there from Flipside. And this is going to give them a little bit of breathing room because, of course, we saw that their economy is really stretched. Now we see full grenades. Even picked up an AK-47. Still no AWP, which is unfortunate. But I love the forward playing from Bondic. And he's not really doing it with anyone close on team main. So he's at risk, definitely. But so far, it doesn't seem to be exploited.
Oh, Blade is going to go down, but this kind of forward play is exactly what you were highlighting when we went into the map, Dan. This is what you were trying to point out, just to catch people up again if they weren't tuned in from the beginning, because you did point this out. Bondic playing close to Pop Dog, then we got Blade playing a little bit closer as well. Trying to see if they can, you know, make sure CLG don't get any yard control at all. But with that kind of kill and with the follow-up grenades that are raining in here, and there's the pop flash, Bondic turning around for it, and Hazed is going to go down, but Tarek comes through with a kill, and now they're going to make their way onto the site here. 4 versus 3, and plenty of time to take this fight. Markolov, though, is going to get the kill. World did it also coming alive, finally coming into this game and picking up one, and then a second one. Bomb is down right in front of them, and it's all on Finesse. He sprays one and has a chance here. Almost no health left. He gets a second one, and now it's down to Davkost, and I don't think Finesse realizes where he is. He won't, and he goes down. That could have been great, but he had no way of knowing. Now will be the round for Flipside, but only barely.
Yeah, and with one player surviving, that's going to be a really big tax on the economy of the CT side. So, I mean, we saw there, you know, Bondic, his ability to rack up the kills in that position really suffered so much from Blade die, because immediately he could maybe have gotten a second kill there, but with getting shot from 2 sides, it's just impossible. And so Blade, you know, I wonder, you know, if they're going to keep doing this kind of setup, because you do need to have 2 super on-point players. It's usually the star players of the team that take this, sort of star riflers of the team that take these positions.
I'm so happy they put the pop flash in for CLG. I almost feel bad for being about to say that they should have chosen a much better one, but we're going to see they're out in the courtyard this time around. Cutler goes down, Blade with the kill, and Bondic helping out as well. Everybody gets a say here, and CLG, they did have Tech-9s and like a little bit of armor as well. Doesn't look too good for them.
Yeah, I just love the movement from Bondic there between the smokes to find the kills, find the angles, and ultimately for his team to find the round as we get the cleanup from Blade in the end. They did lose a couple players to Flipside, but they're doing all right at the moment. And it's interesting that I mean, I wonder when, if at all, we'll see AWPs, because you don't need AWPs to play this map. However, I mean, if Simple's on your team, for example, you always want an AWP because he's Simple and he's just godlike with it. But I don't think that they have a situation like that with this team at the moment, with Davkost and Water. They're great AWPers, but you don't necessarily need them on them all the time.
No, and Davkost has picked up an MP9 instead. I mean, maybe he's trying to sort of gather the money to pick up a second AWP on the team, just if they wanted to. Tarek is going to be moving forward here, and Blade will instantly take him down, so covering that courtyard rather nicely. That's a good start here. There's a slightly better pop flash this time around. You see that one did not touch any walls or anything, and Bondic still picked up a kill, which is quite impressive.
Yeah, we saw the kill from Bondik, the kill from Blade, but Bondik also got critical damage onto Cutler. So already, any push that CLG tried to accomplish is going to be hamstrung completely. Because if they try to get the bomb down, that's also a play out of the picture for 3.5 seconds. So Flipside with 4 guys left alive, all they have to do, considering it's train and the rotations are very fast between the bomb sites, is just hold positions with a 4-man setup that works. Usually teams like to go 3 yard with 1 on the connector, as we see here, and that's exactly what Flipside are doing. So they're pretty much covering all their bases at the moment to have a safe defense, and Blade's got to be a little bit careful because he's quite exposed here, but he does seem to be all right at the moment. And CLG, Finesse, he needs to be able to pick something up. He needs to cause that distraction to open up a yard for the rest of his teammates to get through team main.
And Markelov playing it smartly as well, just spots out the player and then falls back a little bit, trying to build more time because there isn't a lot left on the CLG side here. 18 seconds as they try and make their way through. Blade walks in, but he gets shot in the back by JDM. And this could create an opening. 10 seconds left. Are they going to get on the site in time? JDM trying to cover. There's the bomb plant here. The American team bringing it back. Finesse is going to caught on the ladder there. And now Cutler and JDM are the only ones left. And Flipside, they are very close here.
Yeah, this is actually just perfect distraction play, and they might just be able to win this one. JDM with an excellent kill, and all of a sudden Cutler's bringing the pain as well. Markov will go down, and now World has to try to clutch with the orb. That's not the easiest task in the world. He's not going to pull it off. Cutler gets the final kill, and they saved that round. That is remarkable, and again, it speaks so much to this element of distraction.
Yeah. I mean, you were pointing it out. It's hard playing open and exposed on that train. And maybe Markelov was being a bit too passive. He did anyway allow Finesse to get through, and then there came JDM from behind. So all very good stuff indeed. 5-4, and moving into the 10th round, we do see a scout on Markelov, but that's about it. So CLG are once again in a pretty good position.
Yeah, and that's JDM. Nice little pick off there in the distance. I would not want to play with him at those ranges. And Flipside, well, they really need to get some damage done here, that's for sure. But again, you know, Flipside, they're not going to be too worried if, you know, they don't have the best CT side in the world, because their T sides have just been out of this world lately, and so have a lot of teams we've been noticing.
Yeah.
Over the course of this tournament, qualified for Cluj. Now, just Bondik who's left alive. And something I do like is how Bondik has been given more and more responsibility as it's been more and more apparent that this guy is out of this world.
Yeah, they are really trying to put him into play. Get a great shot of Montrose just just relaxing. The production crew trying to troll the desk as much as possible.
We love it. It's funny with Palo as well. He's such a character. And, well, buy round time, Flipside. And again, not the best buy in the world. At least there's an open world edit, of course. But Famous and Bondik, not that many grenades. And, well, CLG, they are spreading out again, playing it slow. And this does seem to be working for them in the recent rounds. And
what was the name of world edit's orb? It's Markelov's orb. Oh. That makes me happy. I think it's JDM who's currently got it. World edit waiting back here. Should be an easy shot. And does leg the terrorist signed player as Dafkos is going to finish him off with a headshot as well.
Yeah, they're actually taking liberties here, moving forwards, but Dafkos is in a great position. He's going to find the first kill. Spray comes in. There's no more players to be found, but he has found himself a package to C4, which is even better. Tarek is going to be the last man standing here for CLG, and as he makes his way up the ladder, he's going to find that it is a stairway, not to heaven, but to certain death. It's not really a stairway, it's a ladder, but I try my best, Anders. Try my best. I
appreciate that. I feel like I see where you were going with it anyway. I was trying to see if I could continue that somehow, but it kind of, I realized it'd be too cryptic.
Yeah.
It required too much like weird meme knowledge about Led Zeppelin, so I thought, better not, better not. 12th round is coming up, and limited equipment this time on CLG, but maybe enough to make a round work anyway. That orb is still in the hands of World Edit, and see if we can continue to make use of it. I feel like we haven't really seen World Edit these last two maps. I mean, he's done a little bit, but I want to see him explode here. He's just getting a little bit of damage every once in a while, but he isn't like the really dominant player that we've seen earlier today.
Well, man, all the hammers and sickles. We should see a guy from CIS go nuclear sooner or later, hopefully with the AWP as well. And Flipside, playing the patient game.
To be fair, in a modern day and age, I feel like they're kind of tired of all that stuff now, aren't they?
I guess so.
They've outgrown it.
It's in the past.
Oh, Markelov getting caught there. Cutler with a good timing. He had a grenade in hand as well. Good shot from Blade, and Hayes coming in with a kill onto Bondic. So still 4 versus 3 here. CLG making the most out of this round. The bomb is dropped though, and Blade now being surrounded. He picks up a kill, turns around and takes down Hayes. That's incredible. Really well played. That's a quad kill now from Blade. He just needs one more, but World Edit is going to help him out, and that'll be the round. That was really impressive. He could have easily got no kills and just been shot in the back.
You know what's actually a little bit quite funny, actually, I think, is that I think with the simple error of Flipside, what we started to see towards the last third of it or so was Blade individually started playing really, really well. And I think it's because he kind of partly gave up just trying to handle the situation. It's just like, okay, we're just going to be playing a more individual game. And he himself leveled up in that sense. We can really see that he can step up and get some excellent situations going for himself. That's not legal. I almost called James. That's not legal, Anders.
It's okay.
He should go to jail for that one.
You can call me James if you want to. Davkost gonna get the kill there, and World Edit will pick up one more. They did get the bomb plant down. I think that's all they wanted. In spite of running into something like a nuclear grenade, they still managed to survive and get the bomb down, and that's what they wanted in that round. I feel like now that you bring it up, we are missing James. Right
yeah. He's in Kuwait.
We're lacking Bardolph. It's true, he is in Kuwait doing fighting games, which is actually very exciting. I think that's very cool.
He's in a 45-degree heat, wearing robes. He's living the life.
Wearing robes. How far down do they think? Is it a robe or is it more like a skirt?
I don't know how it works. It's like a full coverall. I don't understand. I don't understand the concept, Anders. I've never been to those countries, so
can we get maybe someone could tweet at Bardolph and maybe we can get confirmation
what he's wearing.
Of the length of this robe, you know. I want to know how much he's living life on the edge. I feel like you've got to be careful in Kuwait, but at the same time, he's Bardolph. He's got certain standards to uphold.
Absolutely. And well, we're coming near to a close of the first half, and we are going to see CLG looking for that fast and simple play into the B-bomb side. Davkos has to stay alive. He's got to make sure they can delay this push. Oh, wow, they're going straight for the smoke into Davkos. He's going to get a bullet to the head, and here we go. World Edit. Is this the round where he's going to go nuclear? That's frag number 1 as the T's get the bomb planted finally, and in comes the reinforcements here for World Edit. It's a little bit slow in drips and drabs, but it's there.
They're all on the bomb side, and I'm not enjoying this from CLG. I feel like they need to get into some better positions right here. Finesse is in a great position, really putting a lot of pressure here on the flip side, and he's going to take down Blade, and it is going to work out. Markelov now, the only one left here in a 1 versus 3, and you can tell now they're even falling back to a much better position. So CLG, they make it work. They're going to pick up a 7th round here, and life is getting increasingly more difficult for flip side.
And I'm really happy with CLG with that round because one of the pet peeves that I have when it comes to the BXQs is that sometimes teams get lured into the full sense of security that planting the bomb on the B-bomb site is the round winner, when in reality it's taking a forward position towards connector, as you were talking about, and they managed to really slow down that rotation through connector, and that helped them so much.
Before the initial hilarious moment where they walk into each other while smoked and flashed, Davkos put up a really great Molotov. I've never even thought about that, but that one Molotov to the front of the car here, right where Davkos is standing now, when the terrorist put down the smoke towards sidewalk, then that Molotov is almost certainly going to block them in. That's actually a really cool idea. That's a nice way to buy time. It's a shame they couldn't make anything more of it, but it's still a really good idea.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about this game, and the way the skyboxes work. There's almost like this infinite possibilities towards kind of what you can do tactically with grenades. Love it. And well, last round of the first half, Davkos is going to pick off Cutler. We see a big presence from CLG towards Ali. That's not something we've seen a lot of so far. And with Flipside playing so far up on Yard, as we pointed out previously, that does allow them to get Ali a little bit easier. And look, this does sneak right past. The crossfire is alive, but are the shots going to be hit? Looks like Flipside are doing a magnificent job. That's 3 kills back-to-back on the defense. And that just leaves JDM left alive. He's had to back away through his own smokes. This is not a good look if you're JDM.
Definitely not. If you just consider the time as well here, 35 seconds, that Molotov going down, he's standing on top of it, and it will take a lot of damage for it as well. Doesn't seem like there's really any way out. Normally, I'd say, why are Flipside even hunting for him? They've got the bomb down, but I can't see how they could throw this away. Even if they tried, even if they were CLG, I don't think they could throw this away.
Wow. Anders, the burn. Well,
yeah.
I think it's justified, though.
High five to Moses if he's out there somewhere. And I know you're listening, Moses.
He is certainly listening. I never met Moses, actually. One of these days.
We have to make that happen, yes.
One of these days. Okay.
That is the first half of the second map done. CLG coming out, I think, fairly well. You know, 8-7 type scoreline. I mean, 7 rounds T side of Train. Before the patch, this would have been a huge victory. After the patch, I think it's still too soon for us to say, but I get the feeling that it's a fairly open game, actually. I think Flipside could still make it back and win this game.
Yeah, CLG have done an excellent job on their T side, and that's a remarkable achievement because definitely, you know, Flipside are a great team, and the T side is really one of the hardest things to deal with because the CT side is a little bit more reactive. It's not as many. You don't have to force so many situations, and a good CT side, as we saw, is proactive. And with Train, you don't want to get too proactive because, you know, you don't want to. You have so many natural choke points that really serve you very well as a CT side. Architecture is very nicely played out in your favor. But that said, we saw Bonnick pushed up. We saw Blade looking for the sneaky shots over into T main. They were looking for ways to get pickoffs and to thin out rushes before they could hit. You know, they were looking for ways to delay the pushes on B. They were doing a lot of the right things. So CLG managed to overcome all of this to get a really respectable scoreline. And moving into the next half, this is where things get really, really interesting because this is where Flipside show essentially what is the strength of Blade's leadership, which is really hammering into his team, good executes and good coordination and timings on attacks.
And I think we're going to see Bondig once again just being the man to open up a lot of these bomb sites as well. I still want to see more World Edit. I don't think Bondig and Blade could do it alone. I think they do need World Edit here to really step it up. But 16th round is coming up. Flipside, even with a Zeus in the pistol round, I can't believe it. But CLG, they're gonna rely on the range of these CT pistols and then armor. So they just want long-range gun battles, which may be also be a little bit confusing why Finesse is this close, but I don't mind that much. I think it can still work because he's got backup there. He just wants the early information.
Yeah, and I like all the Kevlars from CLG because you kind of expect the open aim battles, but Naves equally would be pretty good here. But let's see if we can get a CLG that starts this second half strong. Cutler popping World Edit. We do have CLG trying to make their way in through Connector, and they've done so pretty well. I mean, they're actually annihilating everybody. The bomb has not even been planted. This is not good for Flipside. It's basically just Markov left. What's going on in this firefight? Looks like Davkos cannot die, but eventually he will fall. And Markov with that sneaky Zeus, he's not in it for the team here. He just wants to get that Zeus kill.
Surely a pistol battle there that's going to go down as one of the most asinine we've seen yet. Nobody hitting any shots. And just Markov now going to be left alone here. There was what, Finesse and World Edit battling it out for like a good 30 bullets combined without anybody hitting each other.
You know what's actually funny about this is if you look at what Markov bought. Okay, so the Molotov and the Zeus, obviously. So the Molotov's obviously for the bomb. Like he's supposed to go. He's supposed to basically have his team plant that bomb straight away. He falls all the way back. He does the Molotov off of the door, and if someone tries to push him close, he just tases them.
What is this? Look at this nonsense.
It's almost comedy that the guy looks away and gets killed from another angle.
Asinine.
Ooh. Big pop of pump in the hands of Hazed. And JDM rocking the P90. We do love a good P90. Okay.
Hazed picking up the Nova shotgun. I guess that makes sense. I kind of wish it would have been JDM just because if he gets a couple of kills with that, he's that much closer to the AWP because the return there.
It's pretty hefty. It's a big return indeed. And, well, I gotta say, this could be quite interesting. We have a lot of grenades here for Flipside. And there's a lot of teams which would say, we don't, we just want to get the Kevlars, we want to get the Tech 9s. Flipside's a team that actually spend a lot of their money and their priority towards grenades on a round like this, which is very cool. And of course, that's because they have a cool little setup going here. It's almost like a triangle of smokes there onto the A train yard. And look at the Molotovs in action, forcing back the CTs as well.
Yeah, Cutler now playing behind the bomb train here, and that means the bomb is going to go down. Just a little bit of a loose defense, and that's enough room for Flipside to make their way through. But now Hazed is going to come charging through here. Nova, shotgun in hand, shutting down this player and the next, and it's going to be all up to Markolov in the back lines here. Could he get a third kill? It will be headshot, medium range there. Triple kill with the Nova shotgun. That's a lot of money.
Oh yeah, yeah, it absolutely is. And I actually wonder, they didn't get any kills, did they? I think they pretty much just cleared space for the bomb plant, and that was it.
Maybe one? I'm not sure.
But like the cool
asking
thing,
me these hard questions, Dan. I can't handle it.
The cool thing though, we can see here, of course, Cutler went down. So yeah, I mean, the cool thing though is that I just love how they engineered the bomb plant there.
Yeah, I mean, it was really well. It was a worthwhile investment there. Hazed had 7,000 here in this round. Compared to the rest of his team, that's kind of ridiculous. Tarek being boosted up, and now Flipside, no armor, just a single smoke this time around. And they might be able to avoid the wrath of the Nova shotgun this time around.
Yeah, we got a pretty full eco in. Oh my god, it is brutal. Oh god, it's so painful to watch. They're all getting eliminated so easily. I mean, no Kevlar. It's like, I don't know how to make an analogy here. It's too disgusting.
No Kevlar, no bomb plant either, meaning they have a little bit less money, but still, I think enough to make it worthwhile buying in this upcoming round here. Pretty good defense from JDM and Finesse in this B-bomb site.
Indeed. And, well, there you go. Got the AWP watered it straight away. Still waiting for that nuclear performance from him. But,
yeah.
CLG going close on yard. I like this. I like this a lot. And Cutler might find himself a nice angle. We've got Davkos playing here. He's just trying to go for that shoulder, trying to bait out some information and the peek. He knows someone's playing close, but he might not know that Cutler's right next to him as well. So if he goes for the engagement, it could be dangerous. Look how far they're trying to push here. I love this from CLG. The aggression is unreal. Now Cutler's taken over T main, and he's going to back away, but that could very well have resulted in kind of a safe fragging situation for CLG, and I really like that.
And imagine if Davkos hadn't actually seen the grenade was going to be thrown, he probably would have been pop flashed and just died immediately. So, but you're right, that puts a lot of pressure on whatever setup Flipside we're doing has now been delayed for a good long while, while they're sort of wondering, you know, is there anyone else going to be aggressive? You know, how much do they know at this point in time? Should we wait? Should we go? 45 seconds left, and it seems like they are wanting to execute a 2-2-1 type strat with Bondig, I think, coming in through Pop Dog.
Oh, that is so important. What are they with a big opener? Cutler goes down, and he was a tagged up player, but here it is, Hazed. He needs to do something. He's so blinded, and Blade will pick up the kill. And this three-pronged attack from Flipside is proving quite effective on the initial entries, but can they finish on that bomb site? Tarek, standing up high, will get dropped down low by Markolov as the bomb is planted now by Wilder there. 4 versus 2 is certainly a strong situation for Flipside. Finesse is going to turn the corner. He's trying to eliminate the rest of the players here, but he's all alone. He's got a kit, he's got grenades, but will he find the angles? This is so difficult. It's one of the hardest after plants to clutch as a CT player in the game.
I mean, if you have a smoke, the best place for it to put up the smoke is just try and defuse and hope that they won't hit you through the smoke, because there are so many angles, and I don't even blame Finesse for just walking out like this. I mean, if he finds a kill instantly, if he had got the spray down towards Pop Dog, then it would have been possible. But the problem is, even then, if he doesn't know where Markolov is playing from, it almost doesn't matter. It's still so hard. Markolov wanted to save the AWP, took one for the team. Yeah,
it's one of the most exciting things as well, because it's so hard. And I remember, you know, of course, in the 1.6 days, how many incredible moments and clutches and movies and highlights and tournaments that were won in those incredibly intense and hard to play positions. Such a classic spot, the CT retake of the A bomb site on train. Even though it's a little bit different in this version of the game, it's still very exciting to watch. As we move into the next round, we have AWPs on either side, JDM looking to represent CLG, but Flipside close to tying up the game. And we'll have to see whether or not CLG can bounce back after that last A execute the three-pronged attack.
They were off to a really good start, obviously, CLG. Just the way that they managed to set it up with pushing aggressively in T-main and forcing Matt Flipside. Looked like they should have set themselves up nicely now. JDM is here with that AWP, and World Edit is not far away either, so it would have been fun to have seen an AWP versus AWP battle, but it feels like Flipside might be going for a bit of an execute on the A-bomb side instead. At least they've got the grenades for it. They could also fake it if they really wanted to and leave Markolov behind, but We'll see. There's the good pop flash coming on in. Nobody's holding close, so it's not really going to matter. They got the grenades raining in and counter grenades coming out. Look at Tarek just blocking PopDog here.
We can see there's so much space to concern yourself with. It's so open, this bomb site. It's very hard to manage. What the hell is going on with all these grenades? But CLG, they're taking it slow at the moment. The bomb's going to go down the smoke. Can Tarek eliminate him in time? No, the cover comes in. Well done it with an excellent job there, taking out Tarek as he was assaulting that bomber. And that bomber is going to be ticking away now. The time has been put onto CLG. We've got Cutler coming in from Connector as Finesse falls by PopDog. Well done is still a very strong presence with that AWP. And the coverage from Flipside is unreal right now. How do you attack into this? We've got Markov trying to wrap around, but CLG there fighting back. The defuse is coming in. He's going for the stick right now as Cutler goes for that cover. Oh, they're going to make it happen. Excellent stuff there from CLG. I'm so impressed. That was such a strong sight hold from Flipside.
That was nuts, and especially in a round like this where World Edit actually does show up. The fact that he gets that no-scope, it must have almost been on whoever was dropping down through PopDog, and then they still can't win the round. He ends up walking in through the smoke and walks right into a bullet, and somehow CLG win the round. 11-9, a huge, huge win for them here. One that also breaks Flipside economically. This could be what wins the map, and ultimately the match here, as they have won the first map already. Yeah, that was big. A very unlikely retake. We've just been stressing how difficult this is.
Yeah, I mean, so much respect for them to pull that one off. And that is, okay, Davkost, he's going to do it. He is going to take one player down. Tarek is sent to the bench in this round, and we will get the returns coming in from CLG. So they should be able to mitigate the damage and control the round, but we'll see the bomb going down from Flipside as Finesse wraps around the side. A little bit of spray coming in to take down Markelov, and it looks like the situation is under control, despite the stray bullets from the P250 finding Tarek early on. And, well, CLG, the crazy thing here is that they could actually, they could do this, Anders.
Yeah,
they could actually qualify ahead of Flipside.
I mean, the way the Flipside have been playing earlier today, it didn't seem like, if you took the two early matches, CLG's match versus the Polish team and Flipside's match earlier today, it seemed like it shouldn't be possible. It seemed like these two teams were, and actually Flipside was the much stronger team. But now that they face each other, it's turned around quite a bit here. CLG are making fewer mistakes than earlier, still some, but a lot fewer, and that may be the big difference here. 12-9. They win the round, they save the AWP. World Edit has an orb of his own. And look at this Finesse, trying to switch it up, playing very aggressively here, running right into Bondik, and World Edit coming through. He gets the kill, Finesse, and drops the bomb as well. Molotov is out there chasing him. They're standing on the fire, but not taking too much damage. It's going to be a 2 versus 4.
Yeah, Flipside trying to go from strength to strength here off these engagements, and the pace was set high. They've started to slow it down a little bit now and regroup now that they see that they've got a 2-man advantage. But Hayes is in a good position, and Tarek is actually going for the pinch. If Hayes picks up a kill and stays alive, he's going to provide a really strong opportunity for Tarek here. But Hayes has to stay alive, and he will do just for long enough, but not quite enough for Tarek to get himself the double and then maybe a chance at the round. But it was an excellent attempt at a very poor situation, and Flipside, they're straight back in this one. But I mean, that round 20, that hugely chaotic round, that was such a, to me, that I'm not sure if there can be another round that can be a highlight other than that for me. That was so awesome to watch. And 12-10 is such a close scoreline at this point. But CLG, if we look at their money right now, they're in a lot of trouble, and their buy, it's not looking too hot for them at the moment.
23 kills on JDM. He's really doing a fantastic job here in 23 rounds. That's averaging a kill a round. Not at all too bad. Bondik, on the other hand, I think he's actually fairly low on the score, but I think he's at 11 kills or so. They need a lot more out of him, because he is definitely a key player. Blade doing well. The rest of it's not like anyone is actually, like Bondik is, failing the team right now. It's just that compared to earlier, he isn't having the same full carry potential. Limited equipment on the CT side, and they're going to try and see if they can hold on. Nice grenade from Cutler to shut down World Edit, and he's going to be moving forward here. If he can deny the bomb plant by sneaking around the bomb train, that'd be huge. Trying to get a little bit closer as well, and Davkost is right in front of him. Cutler maybe a little bit too soon, and Davkost just destroys him.
Yeah, this is really nice here from Flipside. Good entry, strong kills, but still there's 2 players left, making a fast approach as the bomb goes down. And here it is, Tarek. JDM looking for the spray through the smoke. Tarek will change up his angle. That's a free kill on Davkos pretty much. 2 versus 2 now. But the sneak from Blade, he gets underneath Tarek, he takes him down. And now there's so much pressure on JDM. He's got an AWP as well. This is such a hard situation. He's got the AWP, he's in the smoke, and Blade is going to pump him full of holes there. Not a good situation for CLG to say the least, as Flipside take control. I think we're on an eco now for the CLG side on train.
Yeah, I would imagine that is going to be the case here. I mean, the upside, especially the flip side, is that they at least managed to take a lot of rifles away here from the terrorist side. So 12-11, very close to being tied once again, and should be tied. And it's really no surprise. We've got Tarek, the Taser. He's playing by Electric. There's some sort of theme going on here. Finesse really close to the ramp in B bomb site. He's going to be dropped by Davkos. And now they're trying to get a little bit closer here. Cutler coming through with a shot. Not going to be the Taser just yet. Tarek is still holding on to it, but it is going to be a 3 versus 3. It's a nice shot from Cutler regardless. Picks up the AK, charges in, and flexed Respondic. He's going to go down. Tarek looking for a bit more, but he goes down to World Edit, and now it's going to be a 2 versus 2. The bomb is still not planted.
This is a very odd situation. CLG with a chance in here. There's a nice... Wow, that's a lot of damage. What are they down to 7? Cutler's in with the AK, but I'm pretty sure that they know where he is. He did kill somebody recently from that position. He's going to come in. Oh no, there's no cover. Oh, but he doesn't get the fast kill. Word does in fact have the covering shot in the end. So the round will go to the T side there. Flipside staying alive, but that was a really scary situation. That shot off the ladder from Popdog just blew my mind.
Yeah, that was crazy, and you almost felt like maybe Cutler could have gone for that kill. If somehow the other player had been a bit out of position, maybe it would have been possible. 12-12, that's going to equalize their score. We've got M4s all around. No AWP this time from CLG. I'm wondering if that's going to change how they play. They could still continue to play defensively, but I'd love to see them just try and react a little bit. The push that Finesse did earlier is something that European teams initially on train did alone, but now they've actually started to do a double push there instead. So maybe if Finesse would do, tag up with JDM and have the double push going on, they could surprise Flipside.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this time they've decided to opt for the passive play, and we can see that they're holding a little bit far away from T main. And there is somewhat of a close presence towards Popdog, but nothing too severe. So just trying to see what map controls for free, taking it, and then, of course, they have a call in mind. We haven't yet seen a fast play, a play lifts fast into B where they go really fast back down Popdog that Velis Pro love to do. That would be cool to see, but here it is, nades raining into the B bomb site. There's Finesse in. Oh, excellent shot there from below. Can he get any more here? He goes for the double. He will not get it. Davkos will get the deny in right there as Blade chimes in as well. Frag for frag, and that will allow the bomb to go down as we now hit a 3-on-3.
Got a retake time. JDM picks up the 1 kill. Cutler with the second one, and Markolov all alone. He's got the Molotov. They don't have a smoke to cancel it. If he gets the right angle, it's going to be bouncing down. There's already somebody on it. It is not going to be in time, but they actually run off it. I'm not sure if he had the kit or not, but now Markolov, he might be able to get this round. He gets the headshot on Cutler, and JDM has the only kit left. Grenade on down. Is he going to be able to do it? He's flashed. Has to go for it. No! Hayes is there to stop it, and they're going to win the round. CLG is so close, but not close enough. I thought as soon as they got off that bomb, that would have been it, but it just worked out. I think Cutler saying that was a little bit too close. Look at this here. They do it. JDM, he could have made it. I'm pretty sure he would have had to have helped to have made it.
I thought the HE was going to get the kill there on the player defusing. I thought that was going to be it, but it somehow didn't get the fatal damage. So either way, we're into the next round. It's 13-12. This could not really be closer at this point. Both teams with 4 buys. And Flipside not with as many nades as they would like and as they use so incredibly well on this map. Something that made me, just giddy with excitement was the fact that actually Flipside did use a really good Molotov that lands at the back of the bomb train, because it's possible to throw a Molotov all the way from where World Edit is that lands at sort of the far end of the bomb train in case anyone's holding there. So I'm really excited about that. That's one of the ones I put in my video. So I was like, yes, Flipside, you've got the right idea. It didn't really help them, so maybe it's the wrong time to bring it up. They ended up losing the round anyway. Now we're going to be at 12-13, and this is still anybody's game. Yeah, this is a really interesting situation. We've got a very slow pace from Flipside this time. And again, switching up the pace, fast rounds, slow rounds, very important to mix in as a T-side team. But now we're going to see that going for their classic a take. It's double pronged, it's through Pop Dog, it's through T-Main. But we got the close range plays from Cutler and Tarek. This is how they stop this push, but Cutler goes down straight away. Tarek needs something big here. He goes for the spray. He can't get more than a single kill, but still, the trades from long distance are going to work out. JDM is going to send that bomb flying. It's on the ground. We got a 2-on-2 situation as he goes for the reposition. Flipside, with only 15 seconds to get it down, there's a lot of pressure on them right now.
And the time is the main key here. Finesse going for it, and that shot just might have ended the round. And with that, maybe even the chance for Flipside to win this map. This is going to be a huge round. Picks up the kill, but there's no time. He can't win it any longer. Just has to run out the clock here. JDM hides, and now 14-12 here. CLG very close to being able to take this, and the money for Flipside has to be awful.
But the crazy thing is that the money as well for both teams is just awful. Even though CLG won the round, they lost 4 players. So I mean, it is possible for Flipside to find a way to screw them on money in the near future.
Yeah.
Of course, there's not much of a near future left at this point, but potentially they can bring this back. We've got the AWP here on Markelov, and I mean, it's going to take nothing short of a miracle for them to win this round. On a map like Train, you've got to go through so many choke points, and the CTs can play at such ranges. It is so hard to get the job done with the pistols. We'll get a nice tag there from Markelov, but really, I mean, you need the frag straight up, because now they know the AWP is. So that's the big problem. There's not many, like, rotating the AWP on this map as Ts, it's like such big distances to T-Main, all the way down to Pop Dot. It's very difficult.
Yeah, they are. It's almost like a migration from one end of the map to the other. Here, you can see them sort of rotating half the population of Flipside onto the other side of the map, and I mean, right now CLG just shouldn't even give them any openings to use this AWP. Wait for them to get a little bit closer. If you want to even go for a retake, it should be a lot easier when all they have is pistols here. Tarek opening up with the shot, and Markelov really wants to follow up on this one. Gonna miss the shot there. Cutler gets a refrag. There's Markelov with one on Tarek. And could he get a bit more? He did spot a player down on Ivy. It's back into a 3 versus 3. And Bomb is on World Edit. He's trying to put it down, but it's not easy at all. He's being shot at from multiple sides. And as Markelov dies, it's World Edit to go down last. And 15-12 match and map point here in favor of CLG.
Always exciting to see Markelov picking up an AWP in any situation, no matter how dire. But of course, it is really hard from there, because he's thinking, okay, I can't really move forwards because I need to cover my teammates. If I move, spend any time moving, that's time I can't really cover my teammates properly. I
feel like almost everyone at this point, Dan, has left the Markelov team. I will never, by the way, leave that team ever, but everyone else seems to believe that that era is gone.
We'll see. I mean, well, we've got the last round potentially coming in. We've got the double AWP here, Tarek and JDM. Look at JDM go. Headshot found onto Davkos straight away, decapitating him in front of that bomb train. And the nades are allowing CLG to actually hold so far. They're doing a good job keeping this line of defense going. Flipside are falling. 2 players are down. How much more damage is going to be done right now? 4 players for CLG still rocking this defense. World Edit will come in with a quick frag onto Hazed. There's not much left here for Flipside.
And now they've slowed it down a lot. CLG, they know the bomb is out in their courtyard. It seems like they're going to be able to win it. Grenade rains on in, and World Edit is going to be gone. That was perfect. And Bondik, he's had a tough time here on Train in the second half. He's going to try and see if he can do this 1 versus 3 with an AK, but he's trapped down here. Tarek picks it up, and CLG, they defeat Flipside 2-0. Very impressive, and a big improvement just from the first match to the second match here. So some good leadership as well, I think, going in on CLG.
Oh, look at that. I mean, this means so much. And
these two players hugging at the end, JDM and Cutler, they were the 2 main carries on Train. They played super well, frag-wise and also just leading-wise. So congratulations to CLG. I think a much-deserved victory here.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to see what this team has to bring, especially considering they're coming straight out of North America. They've had to deal with so many trials and tribulations, but under pressure, no less. They've delivered this here today, Anders.
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, they must have felt a bit disappointed in themselves after the first match. Even as they won it, it was a real struggle, and they really didn't look very excited. But this time around, they managed to pull it together. We'll see what the panel has to say about that.
Game has to be said, and I know that you guys on the panel were looking toward Flipside. I, in my head, and I know I'm going to say in retrospect and get called out for it, thought that CLG really did have a chance going into this, I mean, they've put up decent performances as of late, and coming off the first best of 3, going the distance, and coming back to win this, very impressive. More so, beating Flipside on terrain. I would say that's a huge feat.
Well, I had to go like with Flipside 2-0 since you put me in the same basket, you know, when I was introducing them, like it's all the same. So, you know, I couldn't.
Fair enough.
The excuses.
You could.
I
right?
couldn't back out, you know, from Flipside at that point.
We're missing Semler, by the way, because that's just standard. We can't go. We can't go through an entire LAN without having Semler go missing at some point in time. But Vince, what did you think of that game?
Completely wrong. I hold my hands up and say, like, I thought that Flipside off the previous performance, I was going by the other matches that we casted earlier today. Flipside looked the better team to me, but when it came to this best of 3, you know, CLG were just far superior.
Yeah, I would say that was very impressive stuff altogether. Like we said, that I mean, I didn't expect it to go 2 maps for CLG whatsoever. But to speak a little bit more about it, we do have Paula with Japanese Direct Manufacturer on the floor.
Is that an in-joke? He mentioned that he really wanted to say that. He really wanted to get that in there.
Kiss has a lot of jokes. He's a funny dude.
How are you doing, JDM?
I'm doing a lot better now, yeah, that's for sure. We started off pretty slow against CSGO Lounge. That was kind of stressful, but we managed to fight back. That's the best part about it, is that we fought back, and you know, we played really well against Flipside and made that a 2-0.
With regards to CSGO Lounge, Tarek actually predicted to me that that would be the 2-0, and then this one ended up being the 2-0. So any reasons why that might be?
Well, Tarek runs his mouth a lot, but second off, I think we just really started off slow. I think our nerves were kicking in. I mean, this is a big qualifier, so you know, we made it again. We're going to see their third, my second major, so it's very exciting.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but today there has been so much T-sided, great work T-sided by many teams, and you guys again during this match had some really interesting T-side performances, but then you struggled on Cash and eventually won at 16-14. But that aside, T-side was really good. What's your take on that whole side of things? Why that's going so well?
I mean, our CT side, I think we just, I don't know, I think we weren't disciplined enough. Flipside had, you know, some pretty good A strats. Their 3 A main or A smoke was killer, and it took us forever to like adapt to it. So I think it was just them having good T strats and then us not being disciplined.
I think something that Tarek mentioned about your CT size is that you just need to tighten them up a bit. And something that I think some people noticed was that in situations where you were kind of like XV1, so if it was 2v1, 3v1, there were times where you looked a little shaky as a team. Is that true? Do you disagree or whatever? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I 100% agree. We looked really sloppy in when we were up numbers, especially against CSGO Lounge. I think there was like a 4v1 or 4v2 that we lost. And I think that just comes down to being disciplined, like I said, and communication. I think we kind of lacked on that a little bit. We definitely need to improve on communication. And I think we'll do that now. So we're going to work hard on getting better for the major.
At this point, you must be feeling pretty happy in CLG. I can't remember exactly how long it's been. You are the newest member. Are you overall, you must be enjoying the experience now?
I am enjoying it a lot, yeah, for sure.
And so you've qualified for the major at the end of October, early November. What's the plan leading up to it? Do you have any thoughts on that right now? Do you know if there's going to be a specific schedule, the boot camp?
We haven't really. We were focusing on this, you know, first getting there. So I think now we'll go back and we'll go over stuff and think about our schedule and stuff like that.
On the more light-hearted side of things, you're going to be sticking around in Sweden for the rest of the duration, maybe party up on Saturday night?
Yeah, Sweden is beautiful, man. I love Sweden. So, yeah, I'm excited to, you know, finally get the rest of the days off and go tour something or do something, so.
All right, well, congratulations, JDM. Really, what an achievement for you and your boys. You're now the second people, All-America. It's All-America. It's you and Cloud9, the first qualifiers for DreamHack, the major, coming in about a month's time or so. And I think if it's all right with production, the guys on the desk, I'm going to throw it back over. So, Sadakist, take it away.
Yeah, big point to take home from that is so far it is All-American, and the thing about that is not only that it's, you know, kind of impressive in a way because the North American scene gets a little bit of hate every now and then, but there's no regional qualifier, and there was a big talk that maybe we wouldn't get to Australian teams. We still may not. Maybe we wouldn't get to American teams. We might only get the one, Cloud9, and already that's not going to be the case. And good for CLG for making it in to Cluj-Napoca in just about a month's time, because that's a huge foot forward after a decent group stage performance from them last time. Just to go back, though, to talk about something that JDM said, a couple things to pick up on. One, communication.
There's something to be picked up on, actually, with what you just mentioned right there. The fact that there's a lack of these other qualifiers that are happening around the world. Now, that could be a detriment, obviously, to those different scenes, but there's also an argument to be made that this is now going to be potentially the most competitive major
of all
we've
time
had yet.
Yep.
Because you're literally getting the best of the best.
Exactly. Sure. And that does mean that, you know, that the Australian scene is one that's still not safe. U.S. scene
certainly aren't out of the woods, right?
Absolutely. Neither is immunity. They still have to play Dignitas on Saturdays. So yeah, I mean, it's a great point, and that point is very, very true, that this could be the highest talent. But the interview itself, two things to take away. The communication, we're going to talk a little bit about that, because you speak Russian, and you could hear a lot of what Flipside was saying.
Well, I won't say I really speak it. I can understand some
You got the
parts
gist?
of it.
You mean you don't come from there?
Yeah, like the thing is about communication. Yeah, I was like, it changed for both teams in regards to their previous matches. Like, it changed for CLG, changed for the better. For Flipside, it changed for the worse. Like, well, I was surprised that they were actually arguing a lot about different things. From what I could pick up, it seems like Blade wasn't satisfied that they weren't following all of his calls, as far as I could tell, basically. And yeah, you could see that CLG's communication was much more crisp. They weren't even they were calm like throughout the whole time, and it certainly reflected in their game as well, especially on Cash, even on Train. Like, they managed to take control at the beginning of the game, take control of the economy as well, and it's what. In what Markelov said in the interview, it's basically that when they get their economy rolling, that's when Blade is the most comfortable in making those calls, and that's when they can steamroll through their opponents.
Well, you need to provide context for that last comment about, you know, CLG's communications, right? It's just the fact that, say, EE Pro League, when we were listening to the comms and both of those teams were competing there, you had a net difference between Cloud9, who were very calm, posed, you know, just ready, communicating the information clearly, and CLG, who just sounded like a madhouse, right? Yeah. Yep. So, you know, you guys were kind of like, well, they sounded pretty hectic this morning, right? But when I came in and I was listening to them, like,
they were way
CLG
better.
I'm listening to right now?
It was night and day.
So the fact that, you know, JDM is even saying, well, you know, we're actually really concerned about our communication. This is what we're going to work on next. I'm like, well, you guys have already made quite an improvement from the last time we were able to hear you.
And not only that, I mean, that's been an issue going backwards all the way to, if you listened in at MLG when we did listen into playing against Liquid, and Liquid was like, all right, it's Tarek, he's going to push, like, sit back this timing, you know, these guys get crazy. Then we listened to CLG, and it was like, oh man, there's a guy here, there's a guy there, oh my god, kill this, what's going on? Ah, CLG. So that's always been an issue for them, right? I mean, it has. It's definitely been something. The other point I picked up on that, we're talking about the 3A smoke. We actually saw a round where Blade yelled out the Suka Blat because there was no third smoke when he went for the bomb plant. That was actually something that could have swayed that Train game big time, because it broke the economy.
That's what happened at Train, but and like from a players, in-game leaders' point of view, that can get like extremely frustrating. And it's important to note, like, these are like, players are human beings, you know, they're not robots. They get affected by these things, you know, they get emotional, because I'm like 100% sure that this is not the first time that smoke was missed. So it's probably something that happened before, and it's like, okay, the guy who's throwing it, like, if you can't do it like 100%, then say it to me. I'll do it, or I'll find someone else to do it, you know, because we need that smoke for that execute. It's like, how was it, like 14-13, something like that? It was a crucial round.
And
they were on a force.
More importantly.
They were on a force, and they lose the round because of it, and it's extremely frustrating at that point. Like, but I would like to talk about Cash for a bit.
Sure.
And their T side there, which I was a bit surprised by how they played it, because I said before the game that they like to run defaults a lot on Cash and then play out of it, maybe like get that three-pronged attack going and everywhere. But basically they just went for A executes with like pretty much the same execute, where they would like smoke the gap at MBK, smoke the gap towards highway, up on Heaven, the stairs area, and like they would just they would Molotov the back of site, and they would just at a certain timing they would flash through the smoke and run through the smoke and try to surprise the players, because at that point the only position that the cities can be in is inside towards the plant. They can't be on the right side of it because of the Molotovs. So it basically allows you to focus just on one side when you're entering, which is what you want basically in a strat, and it worked for them pretty well. at the beginning of the help, but at some point CLG figured it out. They adjusted, especially Cutler. I have to point him out, but because he was the guy with different positions all the time. I'm not sure if it was his individual decision or like someone pointed it out and it was just his role at the time.
You could hear FNS actually count it down, where he was like, it got to the point after a few of those executes where he was like, okay, there's the first smoke, second and third smoke are going to come. Now, boom, they land right. You know, so they were starting to, just figure it out.
At some point, it's like, okay, 35 seconds, just, like throw the counter flash and everything. So yeah, they faked it only like at almost the end of the map, and it worked.
And it did actually work.
But I think like there's another thing here. You know, it would be like, oh, but why is Blade doing this? He's like he's calling the same strat 4 rounds in a row. This is like, why would he do that? But you know, there's a next level of mind games when it comes to in-game leaders, because like maybe he's thinking, okay, guys, we did this 2 times in a row. It worked. They're probably gonna expect a fake this time or something similar. I'm just gonna like
overthink it. It becomes Inception, right? This guy's going to do this, I'll do this, and then...
You know, you kind of get carried away. I mean, if it worked, and if we were talking now about, he did it over and over again, and CLG were always thinking about, they're going to switch it, and it would be like, Blade is a genius. This time it didn't work, unfortunately, for them. But it ended 16-14, the game was real close.
Vince, you were mentioning before the game the diversity of AWP players as well in this. We didn't really see a whole lot of second opting, but we definitely saw World Edit step up. JDM, a little bit later on, he came into play, but how did you feel that played out overall?
Yeah, I feel like World Edit did land quite a few impact kills, but he got quieter and quieter as the game went on, I found, at least anyway. And I think it's also a correlation that JDM started to step up to the plate as well. You know, he started to land some pretty key frags. We saw on Train as well, you know, like World Edit for me was a bit quiet, didn't really do a great deal. The casters did mention this, though, that on Train you don't necessarily need an AWP if you have strong rifles, if you have the aggressive plays. So I'm not necessarily going to put this all down to World Edit not performing, but I think it's a fair statement to make that he did start to fall off towards the end.
I feel I have to point something out here. Like when Flipside was CT, like they were up, I think 3-2 at some point. When CLG forced, they went for an execute. They won that round and they broke their economy. So Flipside went for a double eco. Then they got the op on World 8, and he was like really sloppy in his play at that point. Like 2 rounds in a row when he had an op and he was playing middle, he got just picked off by JDM. It was like a free frag. So 2 gun rounds in a row, like CLG had a 5v4 at the beginning of the round, and that's something like you can't allow to happen, basically, since he was smoking mid and he just ran through before the smoke popped, you know. And that's something like for anyone who's played Cash ever, that's something people do to you when they're playing T-side. If he has a good spawn, he'll just run through with an op and try to get the pick. You need to be more careful at the beginning of those rounds, especially when you know there's a player like JDM on the other side.
Yeah, well, there was actually a duel. I think, you know, it's like, I'm glad that you point that out, because there was one of those rounds where World Edit actually hit the shot first and dropped JDM down to 3, but JDM got the full body shot, right? You know, so it's like at the same time, it's like, oh, what happened there? Did you get the wall? Like, how did he live?
There's also a bit of luck going on there. But the thing is, another thing, like, it's okay if you force a duel, if you're like, you know, you're in the lead, maybe you feel your economy is going strong, but it was around like they were losing at that point, and he decided to take that risk. I mean, I just don't think it's worth the risk at that point, basically.
Well, we've definitely seen some good gameplay, but that does mean both those teams are actually done playing for today, but neither are done. Well, I guess one of them is. Neither are done for the tournament. I was going to say CLG they're moved on, so it has been all-American so far over 2 days. Cloud9 and CLG, they make it through. There it is, the updated bracket. F3 Flipside, they'll move on to the decider match this Saturday when we do get to the arena. But who will they be playing? Copenhagen Wolves or Lounge GG, CSGO Lounge? We're about to find out in just a little bit of time. But I mean, impressive stuff all the way through from the American rosters so far. And I mean, what do we expect going into this next game? We've got a little bit of time to talk about the losers match. Copenhagen Wolves, Copenhagen Games. They'll get you every time.
It's you too.
They'll get you.
I'm not the only one doing it anymore.
I know.
Corrupted the rest of you.
Yeah, Copenhagen Wolves, a little bit of struggles this morning. Only 2 CT-sided rounds. Can they answer?
it's difficult to say, isn't it? Because that performance was really poor, and I think they've got a point to prove here right now. Like, to bounce back, to say, look, guys, we deserve to be in this tournament. We deserve to go through and potentially get ourselves to the major. I think they're going to come out all guns blazing. I think we'll see much better Copenhagen walls than we did earlier on today.
Yeah, and remember, Lounge did push them, or rather push CLG to 3 maps. They gave them arguably more of a test than Flipside did. But when we come back, like I say, we will get into that match as we look back on CLG's performance. Cutler pushed a few times, and Blade wasn't quite ready for it. In fact, a little bit frustrated. That was when communication started to break down. But in the end, the Americans, look at that, triumphant. They know what this means. They've been wanting to beat Cloud9 and take over that #1 spot in North America for a while. And if Cloud9's going to qualify, well, they sure as hell better do it as well, and they have. Meanwhile, Flipside, they'll be up against one of the 2 teams that remain. Go Lounge, there we see them without their jerseys, not yet arrived, going up against the other new roster, Copenhagen Wolves. We'll be back in just a little bit, guys. We'll see you then.